Hello guys, in this video I wanted to talk to you about a new 1.31 Leviathan feature, being concentrate development. Leviathan comes out tomorrow and I've been doing some independent research into what concentrate development is and the specific numbers behind it. So you can use this video to optimize your gameplay and have a good strategy of how to use it. So firstly, I want to talk about what concentrate development is. Concentrate development reduces the development in an area by an amount comparable to a horde raising it. This is then distributed with 50% going to the capital province, 30% going to other provinces, and 20% of it being destroyed. So when I went onto Wiki looking up what horde raising was, I found this equation, being that it lowers the province's development by 1 in each category and an additional 1 for 5 development in that category before raising, rounded down. Now this is all quite wordy, and they also gave an example for this, and sure enough, if you know how to use a calculator, then you will get these results. However, it doesn't particularly match the actual data. I decided to go into game and raise provinces up to 30 development in, this is up to 30 development in each different mana category. So this is on 30 tax. And so the numbers, they match nicely for this one. So we have 10, and so we go 10, the development taken is 3, so it will then go to 7. But for all the other numbers, it basically doesn't work, and the equation is actually incorrect. So I plotted this all on a graph, and you can see there is a clear correlation. However, the correlation is definitely not this. And so this is basically what their equation is in mathematics terms. So just ignore it because it is wrong. But the actual equation is the development taken, so capital D stands for development. So the development taken is equal to the tax development, the production development, and the manpower development divided by 3, and this is rounded. That's what these square brackets mean. And so if I put this into an example, that's probably the best way to understand it. So we have a province with 10 tax, 5 production, and 7 manpower. If we put this into the equation, we see this is just a simplification here, and a further simplification. We have 3.3 tax, 1.6 production, and 2.3 manpower. And if we round these all, we get 3 tax, 2 production, and 2 manpower taken from the province. And so if we then want to calculate the new development in the province, we just take away the development taken from the original development of the province, and we get 7 tax, 3 production, and 5 manpower left over. And so this is the development taken from a province, which is what we've been covering. So it's the same equation, I just put a little p for province. And this is the equation for a territory or state. So basically, if you're not too familiar with mathematics, this is just sum. And so all we're doing is summing the development taken from the provinces away. So we're just adding these all together. And then that is the development taken from the territory / state. So I also included an example for this as well. So we have 2 provinces. So province A is 10 tax, 3 production, and 2 manpower, and province B has 5 tax, 7 production, and 11 manpower. And then if we put this into the equation, we get something like this. So these just corresponding to this fit nicely. And then this can be simplified down to this. And so the development taken from the whole state in this instance was 5 tax, 3 production, and 5 manpower. So next, we can then use this equation to work out the amount of development given to the capital province. So the amount given to the capital is half of this. So earlier we said it was 50%, so it's just half of the development taken. And then the amount given to other provinces is 3/10, which was 30%. And then the development given, the development which is lost is a fifth, or 2/10, 20% of the development taken from the territory / state. So lastly, I wanted to talk to you about some general strategy that I would recommend for the game. So this is an equation that I came up with. It's not important to know, but using this equation, I was able to come to a final conclusion in how this can be implemented into the game. So if we look on the left-hand side, we can see that it says cost, and when I say cost, I mean the amount required in monarch points. So on the left side of the equation, we have the amount of monarch points to develop your capital by half of the development taken from the state or province. On the right, it is the same, but we are developing in the donor territory, and it's 3/5, not a half. This is because we have to factor in that 20% of the development is lost. So 1/2 times 120% is 3/5. So overall, the equation reads, you should concentrate development when the amount of monarch points required to develop your capital province by 1/2 of the development taken from the state or province is greater than the amount of monarch points required to develop the donor province by 3/5 of the development taken from the state or province. So then lastly, I'll just show you an example. We'll use some of the results that we got from the previous example. So we have 5 tax, 3 production, 5 manpower. And so I added these all together and you get 13 development. And then you can plug these numbers into the equation. And it is overall the cost of developing your capital by 6.5 development is greater than the cost of developing your territory by 7.8 development. And so this is really a self-fulfilling prophecy, because the concentrate development will keep on increasing the development in your capital. It means that it's going to continue to cost more and more and more to develop your capital, because as we know, the larger the development is, then the more it costs to keep increasing the development. So essentially what that means is overall, I would avoid this at the very start of the game. So 11th of November, 1444, don't do this like completely straight away, because you're just going to be losing 20% of your development and the cost of developing your capital is not going to be very high. However, as the game continues to progress, this is going to become more and more and more efficient. And so it's actually a must-do strategy. If you're not doing this, then you're really falling behind, because you're actually making the most out of your mana by doing concentrate development. And so lastly, I just wanted to talk about another feature that they're adding, being pillage capital. And so what this does is it applies the concentrate development on their capital state, which is absolutely crazy. You can get a huge amount of development from this, and you don't have to take land, but you can hoard all this development and give it to yourself. And I really like this, and I think it's going to be a very, very powerful future in tool mechanics. And I think in general, this is really changing the entire meta of the game. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. This took quite a lot of research. I hope you can appreciate it. Let me know if you have any questions down below. If I got anything wrong, be sure to let me know, and then I'll update the comments with anything that I got wrong. And that's it. See you in the next video.